Hello. Welcome to our new edition of newsletters from Carrington. Stay up to date with us. Let's new Man United Stadium verdict as spectacular Ineos master plan gets glowing review. Manchester United announced plans to build a new 100,000-seater stadium on Tuesday, with Sir Jim Ratcliffe saying it's the start of an incredibly exciting journey. Manchester United fans approve of the club's plan to build a sensational 100,000-seater stadium and feel the initial design is spectacular. United have revealed an ambitious proposal to build a state-of-the-art stadium that co-owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe said could be built within 5 years. Conceptual images and scaled models designed by the architect Lord Norman Foster were unveiled on Tuesday at Foster Plus Partners headquarters in London. Club figures estimate the cost of a new stadium to be in the region of £2 billion. Once the new stadium is constructed and opened, United's existing home is set to be demolished. United would likely continue to be playing at Old Trafford until they move into their new stadium, however. Architects at Foster & Partners said the new stadium would feature an umbrella design and a new public plaza that is twice the size of Trafalgar Square. The design will feature 3 masts described as the Trident, which the architects say will be 200 meters high and visible from the Peak District. Plans for the new stadium look ambitious, and United fans have since been delivering their views on the club's idea to build the 100,000-seater arena and Norman Foster's design. Firstly, United fans, in a poll ran by Manchester Evening News, were asked if they approve of the plan to build the new stadium, and it got a very overwhelming response. In fact, from 2,600 votes, 81% approve of the idea to move, with the other 19% not agreeing with that view. Then when quizzed on what the fans thought of Foster's design, 53% believe that it is spectacular. That was the most popular answer, with 23% going for quite nice instead. There were, however, 24% who gave a negative response. 10% claimed they don't love it, while 14% feel it's awful. While most fans in the poll are very much for the idea and approve Foster's design, there are some that do not want to move from Old Trafford and into the brand new stadium. Ratcliffe is someone, however, that is excited about United's plan for the new stadium. Today marks the start of an incredibly exciting journey to the delivery of what will be the world's greatest football stadium, at the center of a regenerated Old Trafford, he said. Our current stadium has served us brilliantly for the past 115 years, but it has fallen behind the best arenas in world sport. By building next to the existing site, we will be able to preserve the essence of Old Trafford, while creating a truly state-of-the-art stadium that transforms the fan experience only footsteps from our historic home. Just as important is the opportunity for a new stadium to be the catalyst for social and economic renewal of the Old Trafford area, creating jobs and investment not just during the construction phase, but on a lasting basis when the stadium district is complete. The government has identified infrastructure investment as a strategic priority, particularly in the north of England, and we are proud to be supporting that mission with this project of national, as well as local, significance. Sir Jim Ratcliffe has embarrassed the Glazers again with Manchester United stadium plans. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's popularity rating has dropped among Man United fans in recent months, but he has at least offered something the Glazers never have. Next month will mark the 4th anniversary of the birth and collapse of the European Super League. Manchester United were one of 6 Premier League clubs that signed up to become founding members of the Breakaway League, before fan pressure forced them into an embarrassing climb-down. They, alongside Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City and Tottenham Hotspur, quickly pulled the plug. Joel Glazer stepped forward the following day and issued an apology, admitting he and the rest of United's owners got it wrong. He also acknowledged that the supporters deserved better, vowing to deliver a better level of communication. Manchester United has a rich heritage and we recognize our responsibility to live up to its great traditions and values, he said. The pandemic has thrown up so many unique challenges, and we are proud of the way Manchester United and its fans from Manchester and around the world have reacted to the enormous pressures during this period. We also realize that we need to better communicate with you, our fans, because you will always be at the heart of the club. Until Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos came along in February last year, communication and dialogue with the fans remained at a premium. Supporters were kept in the dark throughout the farcical takeover saga that unfolded between November 2022 and December 2023. Avram Glazer had the chance to issue an update on the situation in the Wembley mixed zone after United lost 2-1 to City in the FA Cup final in May 2023, but he chose to ignore a reporter's question on the subject, walking straight past. More than a year's worth of silence understandably ruffled feathers and only increased the levels of anger among the fan base towards the Glazer family. Sunday's protest ahead of the 1-1 draw with Arsenal confirmed that levels of frustration remain just as high. Ratcliffe's first year as co-owner has been far from smooth. He has been subjected to abuse and criticism, both online and from the terraces. Countless decisions have been unpopular and costly, not least the one that saw Erik ten Hag enter a third term as manager, only for him to be sacked before Halloween. Ratcliffe acknowledged errors had been made during the interviews he conducted on Monday. In truth, it was impossible for him to escape them. But to his credit, he has fronted up and been open and transparent. Not every word he told Gary Neville, for example, was likely to have earned approval from United fans, but a lot of what he said made sense and was measured. He made it crystal clear that he and the likes of Omar Barada and Jason Wilcox are attempting to put the club back on track, but he also acknowledged that time will be key. They are having to try and fix more than a decade's worth of mistakes that have rarely been publicly addressed by club officials. Of course, not everyone believes Ratcliffe and Ineos are going to get United back to where they belong, and that is fine. Opinions in football often vary. But with the Glazers still in the background, and the US-based family still majority shareholders, they hold the cards. Nevertheless, they have trusted Ratcliffe and his team to oversee the day-to-day running of the club. They have also trusted him to unveil plans to build a new 100,000-seater stadium that will become the UK's biggest. Ratcliffe, despite his popularity dropping like a stone in recent months, has stepped forward on several occasions to address a plethora of subjects. He has provided the levels of communication that Joel Glazer promised but failed to deliver. Communication between the hierarchy and supporters, who are the lifeblood of any club, has to remain regular and consistent. Supporters inject millions of pounds into the club every year via ticket and merchandise. The very least they deserve back is communication. Ratcliffe has a lot of making up to do for decisions that have been made in recent months, not least for the increase in the price of tickets, but he has shown nuggets of evidence to suggest he is trying to make amends. His hands are somewhat tied with the Glazers still in overall control, but there is no doubt he is trying his best. He is, at the very least, offering something the Glazers never have, and that